So guys, here is your look at the circuit boards from the military demultiplexer box. This first board is the board number 14. It is called a buffer board. So they are all pretty much the same layout. You have a edge connector here with the golden pins. You have levers here to remove the board. And you have reflection of LEDs. And you have always the same set of components with small header test points here. Silver Teflon capacitor it seems. And so carbon resistors, and these very tiny clips from Texas Instruments. Made, so the date codes on them are 1969, and the numbers are pretty obscure. I have here reference 535147-5. For example, I have no clue if I will be able to find any info about them on the web. I will have a look, but so if I take the magnifier lens, maybe you can see better. Here is for you. I'll try to do something. You can see the Texas Instruments logo. They are very tiny. So the other side of the board is just PCBs with some quite wide ground tracks, it seems, as you can see, all over the place, a ground track here. So they are double-sided PCBs with soldered vias. So next board for you. Let me put back this one in place. The next board is one of the 6 similar audio demodulator, 4-channel audio demodulator. As you can see, this one is loaded with parts. You have still the same kind of small ICs over there. Some potentiometers on the front side here. And we have these things made still by Texas Instruments. They are called Filtron A11. There are several codes. There are date code here. I will try to check if I can find any info. There are not a lot of contacts. In fact, it seems there are just 3 contacts on these things. So it must be RC filters probably. Here you have very small relays in a round metal can made by UTC. So I believe it is for switching in and or out the signal, the channel. So probably you will have only one relay at a time. And here you have some wires, which seems to be some configuration wire. You can switch it to another soldering post here. And apart from that, so all these boards, as you can see, are very heavily conformal coated. Really thick conformal coating on them. Okay, so there are 6 of this model of board. So of course I will not. They are all the same. Next board. It is the board number 7. And it is a channel decoder. So I believe it from which button you select on the front panel, this will select which channel you have to connect from the channel selecting the decoder board. Probably it is only loaded with caps and coupling caps, it seems, and small ICs. They are still made by Texas Instruments. This time the number are 53147-3, so I believe they must be custom chips. Yes, probably very custom chips. Here you have a nice Sprague capacitor. Okay. Board number 6. And was the same thing with some test points at the front side. It is the channel counter. So it has something to do with channel selection and over time. So more of the same stuff. This one is the clock generator. So you can see here this IC is surrounded with a thick track. It may be a guard track, maybe, for preserving the signal which is processed in here. Some transistors here in metal cans. And more of these small golden ICs. Next board. Board number 4 is the sync recognition. So you have two of these things in out. It is made by UTC MNF 3.9. It is a filter, it seems, crystal filter, 3.9 kHz with a 4-pin device in a metal can. Very nice quality, probably. And the other stuff is still the same thing. Next board, it is quite disappointing one because there is nothing to see. It is completely shielded. So I did open it. In fact, it is exactly the same stuff you have in the other boards. But this one, which is the PLO board, is completely shielded. Look at the number of screws on the shielding. It is completely incredible. Here you can guess some kind of Kapton tape or mylar tape. So on the top here you have plastic screws, which is really something crazy. Next board here is the regenerator board. It regenerates something. You can see here the chip is completely wrapped in conformal coating. It is really incredible. And then the last board, not easy to remove this one, it's just the extender board for maintenance. So it allows you to keep the PCB outside the box for accessing more test points or things like this. When you do the maintenance, you can see the straight tracks here and the ground shielding probably here. And if you want to test the board, you have just to connect it at this side and connect it this side where the board was. But I'm sure it will be very convenient anyway, because everything is coated, so you cannot access test points very easily. You should have to scrap the coating. So most of the time for broadcast equipment, for example, this kind of extender board, which are pretty much nothing, are sold at incredible prices, because they are most of the time must have for maintenance, and they use this fact for selling it at crazy prices for just a PCB board with two connectors. Okay, so here is your background for the computer screen background for today. Next video will be the examination of the power supply box. Thanks for watching, bye bye.